and souls and reincarnation.
Hi, it's Brett Johnson here. I just have to shed some light on this David Wilcock situation that has reared its ugly head on the internet. So, what we have is, he has been investigated by a journalist for many years regarding his ways of making money and his claims of being some kind of Edgar Cayce type person, and people have been fooled for many years. So this man here, Steve Cambrian, has been investigating him digitally and finding out that his claims of predictions, etc., Casey-like claims, are not what they panned out to be, and he seems to have got himself in over his head financially with... I'll just let it play for now. Enjoy.
Ascension.
Yeah. Macario says, this POS, we need a wellness check for Girly. That's his dog. Seriously. He is letting her suffer, and he really wants people to feel sorry for him. Everything is material to grift for super chats to this guy. Like literally everything. My dog's dying. Feel sorry for me. Send me money. I'm not going to spend any money on the dying dog, apparently, but send me money. And then in the last live stream, he was complaining that he's only making $10,000 a month from YouTube. And by the way, all of his former business dealings are in the shitter. And apparently his only income is YouTube money, which is why he's actually streaming once a week now. The poor little rich boy is working one couple hour stretch in a whole week, which makes me wonder, like, what does he do with the rest of his time? Imagine if your work week consisted of 4 hours of repeating the same nonsense over and over and over again. I believe 5 separate investigations that I did into Mr. Wilcock's various business dealings. And but Mr. Wilcock has a very long and sort of ridiculous history of these shady business dealings. It's all in the description of the video, some 5 different investigations. Complete and total scam for Pete Peterson. There's one on the Emery Smith PayPal donation scam. That was a complete and total scam. There's one on his charity and their shady aerospace was called an investment scam and a Ponzi scheme. So if you're wondering why David Wilcock is attempting to silence me with threats of being arrested and lawsuits as well, there's your answer. There's your answer. Activities than anyone on earth, I believe. I've done more homework on his business dealings, and I've detailed it, journaled it, and reported on it here. He's not gonna get me arrested for anything that I did wrong. He's gonna try to use lawfare to shut down a journalist that is critically covering his business activities, his very shady business activities. But back to the relationship between journalism and litigation, when it comes to the exposure of fraudulent activities, throughout history, con artists and scammers have often resorted to frivolous lawsuits as a means to silence journalists who uncover and publicize their schemes. These lawsuits aim to intimidate and burden journalists and reporters with legal fees, the fear of retribution, and these lawsuits ultimately have a chilling effect on free speech. And by the way, just to be clear, David Wilcock is taking a book straight out of the Corey Goode playbook. Everything that he did on his latest live stream was straight out of the Corey Goode playbook. Corey Goode also called his critics satanic people, most notably dark journalists and others. Corey Goode then threatened to, and indeed in some cases did sue his online critics. And so I would caution Mr. Wilcock, before you go forward with a frivolous lawsuit against me, oh, and by the way, I just want to publicly inform him, he can't sue me personally. He has to sue my company, which right now, I think we have about $75 in that bank account. How great did that work for Corey Good? Corey Good brought what happened to him on himself. His frivolous lawsuits forced him to sit in a deposition chair for an entire day answering questions from the from the defendant's lawyers. If David Wilcock were to be so silly and stupid enough to try this with me, and he would have to, first of all, he's going to have to give me he's going to have to give a deposition, which means me and my lawyer will write a huge list of questions that he is forced by law to answer under oath. How do you think that sort of questioning is going to go for you? How much damage do you think? I mean, apparently he thinks I've done damage to his business with my reporting. How much damage will I do when I get to ask you questions for an entire 8-hour day and you're forced to answer those questions, Mr. Wilcock? And also, if he were to go forward with a lawsuit against me, he's going to give me subpoena power. I will be within my legal rights to subpoena all of his financial records, all of his texts, all of his emails, all of his phone call records, any financial records, the records from the PayPal thing with Emery Smith, the records from the GoFundMe with Pete Peterson, the records from his charity, the records from Stavati Aerospace. Anything I want, I can subpoena if he were to go forward with this. So, and by the way, if this becomes a reality, I will subpoena everything that I am legally allowed to subpoena. And I will be making all of those records public on our Truth Seekers Google Drive and in our Truth Seekers Discord here. But they are, Mr. Wilcock, I'm making another video about you and how ridiculous, pathological liar you are. And the fake Pete Peterson, fake government whistleblower. Oh, and he's calling me the P word. I want to put that on the record. This is important. He called me the P word on his public live stream. And what people need to know is that while he was working for Project Camelot, David Wilcock worked with and profited from Bill Bruckbrader, who was a court-martialed child predator, proven, and is to this day, I believe, a fugitive from justice for not registering in the state that he lives as a child predator. David Wilcock, dumb as rocks as he is, interviewed a convicted child predator and pretended he was a secret space program insider. You remember that, David? So maybe you shouldn't be making P-word accusations at me. Then he's also very proud of hanging out with Steven Tyler at some charity event. Hey, David Wilcock, did you know that Steven Tyler once adopted a 14-year-old girl so he could fuck her, right? But I'm the P word. I don't think you want to go there with me, Mr. Wilcock. I don't hang out with P people, but apparently you do. You work with them, you hang out with them, right? And you're gonna cast aspersions. Boy, talk about glass houses. I've never hung out with somebody that adopted a 14-year-old girl so he could bang her. I've never hung out with, worked with, or profited from a court-martialed child molester, but you did that, Mr. Wilcock, didn't you? That's the truth. How dare you accuse me of that? I have a wife. I have children of my own. How dare you go on a public live stream? Take that video down, Mr. Wilcock, or deal with the consequences. Let's continue.
For so long.
YouTube does not like the P word. He called me a child predator, essentially. And what Mr. Wilcock should be aware of while he's throwing around words like slander and defamation is that I happen to volunteer for children's charities. And because of that, I get background checks every so often, whatever is required. But I volunteer for children's charities. So for David Wilcock to do something so despicable, so disgusting, and so dangerous on a public live stream as to call somebody who works for children's charities a child predator, And you think you have a lawsuit, Mr. Wilcock? Is that really the way you're going to go here? And by the way, Mr. Wilcock, it is against YouTube's what you did is against YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines. So my advice to you is to take that video down. I have not yet reported your video or taken any action. I'm still consulting with my own attorney about what steps we are going to take, because you called me a Satan worshiper in a public live stream, and your only proof for that is I wore a devil mask in a comedic parody. Further, you put up on the screen the word pedo and claimed that I was one of those people on a public live stream. This is completely and totally despicable, especially coming from Mr. Love and Light New Age Guru. I did all these horrible things to you when I can prove that I did not.
Stop attacking me. Don't make a follow-up video. Don't talk about this. But
Well, here we are.
Whatever you say in the video, we're going to use it in our investigation, okay?
Yeah, cyber stalking, right? Now it's 10 people.
Just to stop all these attacks that he's putting on my page, and he's constantly lying.
I think he's confusing me with him. David Wilcock, I can prove that you lie to your audience constantly. You can't prove that I've lied to my audience. We do our very best. And by the way, I have made a few mistakes here, but we issue a retraction and an apology, which is something you should seriously consider, considering how terribly wrong you got all of this.
My ex-wife Elizabeth was ready to say that I did not abuse her.
Yes.
I've got my ex-wife Elizabeth was ready to say that I did not abuse her. That's one of the things he said.
No, I did not say, I never said that David Wilcock abused his wife. I did say he was mean to her during the live streams. He yelled at her during live streams. Remember that? Somebody else on Twitter, one of the accounts I showed you earlier, said that he was abusive to his wife. I never said that. So again, another false claim. And remember, he's claiming he's going to get me arrested and he's going to sue me, but every claim he has against me falls apart under the least little bit of scrutiny. I can show you who said that on Twitter. It wasn't me. He's blaming me for things that other people are saying on Twitter. I'm sure the Archangel Michael would approve of that, David Wilcock. Like, he doesn't even realize how stupid and ridiculous this is all, right? He doesn't even get it. And what about his followers? They're that dumb. You should see the live chat. They were eating this up. Oh, yeah, Stephen's evil. So he should be arrested immediately.
He wants to be arrested. He wants to be
Oh,
sued.
sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to be arrested and sued. Sure.
He wants to be in jail. I don't know why you'd want to mess with your life like this. I mean, to hate somebody this much, to try to get, to try to get me hurt, to try to get my dog hurt.
I don't hate David Wilcock. I'll put that on the record. I hate that he victimizes vulnerable people.
So again, this event was the greatest miracle of my entire career. It's got if you don't look at the wings here,
it's a miracle.
Look at the fins. It's got the
There's
fins.
a crop circle.
Very fascinating.
It matches my G.I. Joe
really
toy.
Similar. It is so evil. No.
No, asking questions is not stalking. And David Wilcock, the only people who fear questions are people with something to hide. Again, I did nothing. We have tracked down the people who sent those emails, and neither of them was me, David Wilcock. You lied to your audience. You lied to public officials in your home state and hometown in order to disparage me and damage my reputation.
The fact that somebody swatted me, and I have a police investigation now underway, and the police have basically demanded that I do a lawsuit.
Yeah, police do not demand that you sue somebody. And again, David Wilcock, I'm going to get on the record statements from all these people that you're claiming said these things, and we're going to get to the truth. Or maybe you should take your video down and apologize for all these false accusations that you have leveled against me and severely damaged my reputation. Wilcock, I'm suddenly feeling a great deal of emotional distress over being called a Satan worshiper and a child predator, and over the fact that somebody is making all these false accusations about me on public live streams and damaging my reputation, and the fact that
Dude's got a big point. Dude's got a point. Why doesn't David Wilcock take down his accusations? Maybe he wants to end up like Nick Ricada. But let this man talk, because we're talking about lawfare type stuff.
somebody's lying to the police saying that I did all these heinous things, trying to get me arrested for doing these things that I had nothing to do with, I'm suddenly feeling a great deal of emotional distress. There's going to be two.
But you need to do this immediately. We don't want you having this guy stalking you and he wants to destroy you. You got to do something.
I believe was Stephen from Canada. Now he's claiming I'm Stephen from Canada. He doesn't even know who this mythical supervillain attacking him is, but he told everybody on a public live stream it's all me. This off of airplane mode because I was so proud of my son. Look at how big that fish is. Look at that. That was awesome day for me. So David Wilcock, you're the Lord of Lies. I was engaged in wholesome, good family activities while you're claiming I'm some nightmare maniac making death threats against you. How dare you do that to me? A good threats against you. How dare you do that to me? A good family.
How dare you, David Wilcock? How dare you?
Family man. A good father, husband, provider. You're none of those things because you're a selfish egomaniac liar.
Johnson.